What time is it? Time for the game to finish. We didn't really expect that. We said there was a possibility of a small run chase finishing clinically, but we weren't quite sure what the outcome was like. There were two possible victories that India could have had. One, a hard-fought one. The other, a walk in the park, 114 without loss in 18.4. I was going to say a walk in Hyde Park, but that's still a fair clip away from where the Oval is. You've got to cross the river, and a good walk closer to Lord's than it is to the Oval. But nonetheless, a walk down the embankment, which is much closer to the Oval. 114 without loss. Rohit Sharma, absolutely imperious. 76 not out of 58 balls after his excellent captaincy with the way he handled the bowlers. And Shikhar Dhawan, well, just enjoying coming back into this format. 31 of 54. That partnership, it just keeps on making runs like a machine. 10-wicket victory, which is always rare in 50-over cricket, but it's happened at the Oval on the 12th of July 2022. Here we are on Cricbuzz Live, joined by Michael Vaughan and Zaheer Khan. Michael, England will have a few bits of chin scratching to do. Obviously, we've talked a lot about the bowling. Is there anything they could have done with 110 on the board, really?
No, I mean, I said at halfway house, it was inevitable, the result. Sometimes in cricket, you have days that, nothing goes right. You lose a toss that was, it was a good one for India to have won, but they maximised it with brilliant bowling. England played one or two iffy shots, but I thought they got some good balls as well. And then when you're defending 111, you've got no chance. The ball did a bit early, but when you've got real experience and you've got Rohit Sharma, I don't know why they kept on bowling short to him, because every time it went short, it went into the stands. One for England to be in that dressing room now. They'll have a few words, but I wouldn't mull too long over that kind of performance. It's just one of those days.
But Zaheer, I'm sure India would like to mull in a positive way and talk about it and shout from the treetops about what was really a clinical performance with bat and ball. Even if it's just 111 to chase, you've got to go out and do the job and do it in a way that you are showing the same commanding performance that you did with the ball.
Yeah, superb. Kept England out of the game right from the word go. Started with Bumrah's terrific spell. He got 6 for, and then with the bat not losing any wicket at all. So that is something which is a complete game, you can call it. Plenty of positives. Saving time as well. I think we did mention, touched upon that fact that the scheduling, including T20s, we're playing about 6 games in just about 10 days. So there's hardly any time in between. So considering that, a well-deserved break for the bowlers as well, and finishing the game in style. I think Rohit Sharma was superb. Yes, the overdone short pitch bowling he did capitalize on very nicely, and Shikhar Dhawan I think got an important time, the game time after IPL. He's not played competitive cricket that much, so it was a perfect game for him to just ease into it. You saw initially he was a bit tentative, but when you're just chasing 111, that gives you that luxury of taking your time and getting in. So I think Shikhar Dhawan is also in now nicely. So all positives for Indian team.
Yeah, and overall in ODI cricket, Michael, if you look at most century partnerships in one-day cricket, Tendulkar and Ganguly at the top with 20, followed by Sangakkara and Tilakratne Dilshan. And then with 18, there's Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, and Rohit Sharma, Shikhar Dhawan. So this is really something that you'd want to cement a year and a half ahead of a big World Cup in India.
Yeah, I mean, conditions will be completely different in a year and a half's time. But, India have just got to get on a roll in white ball cricket. They've got to just get that momentum building. They've done that in the T20 series with the manner that they've played. We talk about aggression. Well, they were aggressive with the ball today because they got the moving ball and they were aggressive in the field. That's what you have to do. When things are in your favour, you've got to really blow teams away. And England are an outstanding team. So that should give India a lot of confidence that, as I said before the game, this Indian kind of one-day team, for too long, they've underperformed. They haven't got close to winning anything for a long period of time, and they should be there or thereabouts every single Champions Trophy, T20 World Cups, 50-over World Cups. This Indian group of white ball experts, which has been built on the back of the IPL and the pressure zone of that, what that tournament brings. This Indian team should be pushing all the way in all conditions around the world, not just when they go back home in a year and a half time. They should be arriving in Australia in a few months. as one of the clear favourites to win that tournament. They've certainly got enough skill. It's all about the process of what they're going to deliver, and it's been a fantastic start to their white ball kind of leg of the kind of build up to those tournaments. It's been very impressive.
Yeah, is this almost something, Zaheer, where, the result was inevitable at the halfway stage, but overall, get a side like England, the defending world champions, as we have to keep saying, out for 110, finish it off 111 for no loss. Your captain gets 76. Is this almost a signal where teams around the world will be sitting up and taking notice?
Yes, definitely. I mean, look at that England side. If you're a bowling group bowling to this batting lineup, you can't breathe easily. You can't sleep easily also at night, just the night before the game, because you have power through and through. You got quality in this batting lineup, and to get the team all out like this is definitely going to boost your confidence. Look at those names: Jason Roy, Johnny Bairstow. We've seen the numbers just in the pre-show, how threatening this pair can be. They got phenomenal numbers. Joe Root, one of the top 4 batters in the world right now in any especially in test matches and one days as well. Ben Stokes, I think Shami bowled a beauty to get him out. So that was again a crucial wicket. We're all talking about Bumrah and him getting 6 wickets, but the crucial support which he's got from the other end was also vital today. Getting Josh Butler out to that bumper was also a great contribution by Shami in today's effort. And you look at the power. Livingston has got the power. You look at that batting lineup, batting till 9. So that is definitely a great positive for the Indian bowling to contain this sort of a batting lineup. I'm sure even on a good track, England will be cautious in the next game for sure. There's no doubt about it. They'll have to debate the approach which we've been talking about, because you're dealing with a quality bowling lineup. So in that you got to be selective. You got to be properly planning your attacks. Properly keeping in mind what are the options you're going to take, how you're going to derail this sort of a bowling lineup, because we've seen in T20 format as well, Indian bowlers have been looking better. They've been keeping things simple and attacking those good lengths. And having enough firepower in them to restrict this England batting lineup. So I think those are the things we will see in the next game. So we'll have to see what kind of approach changes from England and how Indian bowlers carry this momentum, because this is definitely a great confidence booster for them.
Yeah, I think the only person on the England lineup would be delighted with his performance with the bat was Reece Topley, because he hit his first ever international 6. But we won't dwell on that for the moment, Michael. Instead, for those who may have missed our little conversation about Jasprit Bumrah, who's been really the performer of the day, let's just recap that performance, because it was really that performance that broke England's back, irrespective of the support that he got from Shami and Prasid.
Yeah, I mean, great bowlers and great players can, realise when conditions are in their favour, and then realise the skill levels that you require to get the best and most out of those conditions. And he saw earlier there was some swing, so he swung the ball. Later on, he started to bowl the Yorkers. He watches the batter closely right till the last minute, and he changes his line, his length, his delivery. Without any question, he's the best bowler across all the formats by a country mile. You can put Shaheen Shah Afridi, Trent Boult, these kind of bowlers in that kind of category. But Jasprit Bumrah, with his pace, his skill, wobble seam, swing, Yorkers, that slower ball, that kind of dipping slow ball that he bowls, he continuously always seems to get better and better. All the batters now have seen plenty of him over the last few years, but there's still very few that get him, can really kind of get on top of Jasprit Bumrah, and that's in T20 cricket, 50-over cricket, and also Test match cricket. I mean, Zach might agree, might not, but I just think he's miles ahead of anyone else. I honestly think there's some wonderful bowlers out there, but give me Jasprit all day long in any format. I just throw the ball to him and say, you decide what you're going to bowl, because you've got that many tricks in the locker You can decide what are the best tricks for this surface at this moment. You just lob in the ball and say, there you go, get on with it.
Well, let's just say Zach and Michael haven't agreed on everything today, and that's the way we love our shows to be. But this one, Zach, I think you're going to be on the same page as Michael Vaughan.
And I think to add to that, it's about playing all formats as well. So you have to give credit to Bumrah there as well. He's got amazing work ethics. He looks after his body well, and doesn't miss many games. So that is something as a fast bowler, not a easy task to achieve. So he's been consistent with that as well, and no, it's never easy at the international level if you're playing all the three formats. We talk about the scheduling as well. We just playing back-to-back matches to maintain yourself is also equally important, and Bumrah is very good with that. Apart from today's spell, which we witnessed everything. We've seen the bowls, we've seen the caught behinds. It was as if like Test match cricket going on with white ball. So that's the power he has, that he can really put any batter under pressure. His delivery his release point is very late, and I think that is something which is a unique ability as a bowler to have, which Bumrah possesses. He creates that awkward angle and has that great control over the wrist, which can take the ball away as well. So today's conditions was favoring swing, so you saw some really good swing as well from him, bowling those big in-swingers. The Livingston wicket was a classic example of that. So as a batter, you always worried because Bumrah is attacking the stumps as well. So the ball holds its line, you are in trouble. The ball beats you in pace, you are in trouble. If he bowls a slower one, you are in trouble. So he's got everything which can keep the batter guessing, and he takes full advantage of that.
Well, given that Jasprit Bumrah ain't changing his nationality soon, and Michael, you've complimented him that give me Jasprit Bumrah anytime. Given that you can't have him, are England missing an equivalent of a Jasprit Bumrah, and is that Jofra Archer?
Yeah, Jofra Archer, Mark Wood, those kind of Adil Rashid, these kind of bowlers would all be, I would think all three of them would be in the side if they were all fit and firing. So, the batting was what let England down today, but I have no concern about England's white ball batting. I'm pretty sure that'll come good. Whether it comes good in the next game or the game after, I'm not too sure, but I'm absolutely sure that the batting in white ball cricket is fine for a T20 World Cup and the 50-over World Cup. I do have a concern or two about the bowling, particularly bowling down the back end. If there's movement there, I think England have enough bowlers that'll be very competitive. But if there's not a great deal of movement, they're going to miss Jofra Archer hugely, Mark Wood, because they're a point of difference, and Adil Rashid is a point of difference. And at the minute, England have got orthodox, very good bowlers, but they're orthodox. They're not out the box kind of surprising bowlers, and that's because of the injuries to all those bowlers that I've mentioned, and Adil Rashid is away on leave. So they'll get those back eventually. I think Wood will be back for the T20 World Cup, maybe the South Africa series, but Jofra is a concern of when he'll be back and how much cricket he'll be able to play. So, they need to find somehow, someone like Jasprit, but they don't grow that far. They don't grow many Jasprit Brahmas. You don't make many of him because he's that good. He's up there with the greats of the game. But, England are missing Jofra Archer and co.
And Zaheer, if Jofra Archer's fit and fine, yes, he'll be an asset to England. But imagine him bowling opposite Jasprit Bumrah. Wouldn't that be nice?
That'll be great. Everyone is waiting for that. Even if it's a long wait, we are ready for that. I think that will be some sight when Jofra and Bumrah bowl together.
Oh yeah, J&J. We'll have many little memes coming out on that. We had so many of them with what's England without a little J and B with Joss Butler and Johnny Bairstow. But for the moment, both the JBs were nowhere to be seen. India, commanding performance. Everything moves to the home of cricket now. As we said, not up the River Thames, but across the River Thames. Cross whichever bridge you like. England need to cross a few bridges, metaphorically and literally. But this is where the second ODI heads in a couple of days' time to Lords in northwest London. And a few changes, perhaps, Michael, or is it just about a change in mindset in a couple of days' time?
No, I don't think there'll be many changes. They might go to the spinner. They might play Parkinson if it's a dry pitch. Lords has in recent years taken a bit of spin. So it wouldn't surprise me if they went with Matt Parkinson for one of the seamers. When you've played so badly, I mean, I'm not one for many changes unless the conditions dictate to you that you need a different kind of formation for those conditions. But no, England won't panic. They won't panic. They'll just try and play better. I don't think there'll be too much talk. I think Joss, as a captain, I guess is the pinnacle point at the minute. He's the new captain. They've lost the T20 series, just been blown away in the first 50 overs. So everyone knows Owen Morgan's gone. What's happening to the team? I'll be amazed if they panic. I'm pretty sure it'll be a similar side.
Zaheer, you've played enough cricket at both venues. Are we expecting a slight change in conditions? Lords has a few unique aspects to it, but for England, I mean, on the field, really, any changes do you think you can expect, at least surface-wise or conditions-wise?
Not really. I think, like how Michael was explaining earlier, these sort of games you can't really analyze too much. You just got to move on quickly from this. Keep your mindset intact. Keep your approach. Keep your mind fresh. You just say delete, enter, and move on. As simple as that. So you just got to go to the next one. The best way of getting out of this kind of situation is get a win. Go out there, just get the next win, and you just get back on track. That's how one should approach, and I'm sure the England team will also be approaching in that manner. You will not see any change, because the changes after this kind of a game, unless it's really necessary or a forced change, sets panic. It sends the wrong signal in the whole group as well. So I think England will be wary of that, and they won't want to make that sort of a mistake. So they will just, the best way of showing confidence in your playing 11 is this, by not changing anything, just saying that, okay, fine, we had an off day, go out there, we believe in you, we believe in the processes which we've been following, and the same processes will get you the results on different day when you just go out there and do the routine and do it better.
Yeah, I think we talked about something very similar with Team India against South Africa. They went 2-0 down, didn't change the team at all, came back, made it 2-2. It's a different matter. The fifth match didn't get completed, but that was again a similar principle. So, Michael, if the suggestion is delete, enter for England, for India it should be Control-C, Control-V. Pretty much copy and paste, do the same.
Yeah, copy and paste, go again. Unless there's a few niggles or one or two players, kind of wait till tomorrow stiff or the day after. I'd just go exactly the same again. Get on a winning streak. Virat obviously hasn't played in this game, wasn't required. Neither was Shreyas Iyer. I honestly would just go the same 11. Turn up at Lords. It's a different dressing room, different conditions. Obviously, the slope plays a big part, but no, I'd just copy and paste if I was India.
Yeah, it's a tough one, really, because you haven't had a reason. You've won comprehensively, Zaheer. As Michael said, even a Shreyas Iyer, a Rishabh Pant, Surya Kumar Yadav haven't even got out in the middle. So Virat would probably have to wait another day.
No, I think if Virat is fit, he will walk in. That's something which we've seen in T20 format as well. This Indian team has been sticking to the continuity. So if Virat is fit and available, then he will be taking his spot in the team. And that's the only change which you can expect. Other than that, if he's not available, then they will go in with the same playing 11.
Well, fair enough. The suggestion that we might have one change, but purely from protocol point of view, if he was meant to be in the 11, he was unavailable for selection in game 1, along with Arshdeep Singh, we might expect him to see him at Lords. We have one question left to be answered. India have answered almost everyone, and that is our joy factor question. It is pertinent to the venue that we're heading to in 48 hours' time, and that is Lords. And which bowler dismissed Sunil Gavaskar after he scored his only century at Lords? And if you know enough about Gavaskar's history, you'll know that the answer is not as simple as it might be. Let's give you the answer first. And the answer is, it was Ravi Shastri, because remember, it was the bicentenary game in 1987. It was the rest of the world against the MCC. A beautiful googly pulled out by Joy, just in case you're thinking, which fearsome bowler was it? A Malcolm Marshall? Who was it who got SMG out? No, it was good old Ravi Shastri with one of his slower deliveries. Got SMG out. So that's a good one. Who spotted that one? Let's see the winner for today's Joy Factor question. First of 3 ODIs, Jasveer Singh Kohli. Well, Virat Kohli may not have played this game, but JS Kohli was definitely playing at the Oval and got that answer right. Well done, mate. So that surname was turning up at this particular game. Well, once again, to recap, comprehensive victory for Team India, 1-0 up in this ODI series. Just a quick reminder, 2 days' time, we head to Lord's, and then the final game at Old Trafford in Manchester will be on Sunday. That's when the series wraps up. India, 3 greens on the board. England with a pretty comprehensive win in the final T20 international. So it's been competitive. We hope it continues that way in a couple of days' time at Lord's. Just enough time to say thank you to Zaheer Khan and to Michael Vaughan and to all of you. Go and enjoy your early night wherever you might be. We'll see if we can have a full game the next time around. That's all from Cricbuzz Live.